Okay, hello, Steven. Hello, Luis Campos. How are you today?
Hello. Adiós.
Hello, hello. Good morning. Okay, so let's see. Good morning. Morning, Adi. Okay, thank you very much for being here, for being your reading class, second reading class of the week. Yes? Okay, excellent. So please turn up your microphone, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Right now we are 5 participants. Okay, Luis Campos, welcome. Steven. Okay, Adi Ruiz.
Hi, Miss.
Hi. Okay, please turn off your microphone. Yes? Thank you. Okay, this is important for understanding the class. So we start in a few minutes. Yeah, right now we are 5 participants and then we continue with the class. Yes, remember today we are going to work unit 8. Yeah, 8. This one is about the brothers Grimm. Yes, this one is an interesting story or an interesting reading because we talk about the tales. Yes. Okay, so let's see. And let me see. Okay, we start in 2 minutes. Yes. Okay. Hi, William. Okay, remember, you need to send your activities. Yes. Okay, the activities of the week because it is important. Okay, because I need to check them and also I need to grade the activities of the 2 days. Okay, the class of Tuesday and the class of today. Okay. Okay. Turn off the minutes. Turn off the microphone. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Ana. Good morning, Fernanda. Okay, Sara. Good morning. Alejandra. Good morning. Paola Batres. Good morning. Thank you very much for being here. Yes. Okay. Excellent. So let's see. Let's start with the class. Today we are going to talk about. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with the class. And let's wait some minutes because I have here the presentation. Okay, let's see. This one is a unit 8.8. We talk about the brothers Grimm and okay, we discover some interesting facts about them. Yes? Okay, let's start. This one is the reading second class of the week. Okay, we are in week number 19 and the topic is the brothers Grimm. Okay, so first one, we started in this unit, we talk about the stories and storytellers. Okay, you know that storytelling is an ancient art and it's for communicating or expressing okay, different ideas such as fables, tales of hard times and happy endings, okay, in some cases. Okay, so let's see. And we have different types of storytelling, specifically 4. Okay, the first one is the oral. Okay, you have an emotional connection with your audience. Okay, if you're noticing the picture. Okay, the teacher has a connection. Okay, with the students, and it's a way for real people to tell stories from their own lives. Okay, in some cases, okay, this kind of storytelling, when it is oral, you express some, let me see, adventure that you pass in your life. Yes. Okay, the second type is the visual storytelling, and you communicate information using pictures or symbols that represent sounds and characters. For example, in a book, specifically in the tales that are for children, okay, you can find different pictures or symbols for doing the reading, or maybe for doing the tale, the fable, interesting. Yes. Okay, let's continue. We have the written storytelling. In this case, these are the story types from fairy tales, okay, to newspapers, to novels or books, okay, for example, for kids. Okay, you have Once Upon a Time, okay, you have different tales with this one. And the last one, that is the digital storytelling. Okay, millions of Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook users tell their own personal stories with their own points of view. Okay, and in some cases, okay, for example, right now, we are digital storytelling because we share our information or personal information with other person in the social media. Okay, so we have 4 types of storytellers telling. The first one is oral. Okay, then we have visual, written, and the last one that is digital. Yes? Okay. So let's see. Let's start. The Brothers Grimm. First one, we have the before you read part. Okay? And you have a question here. Number 1, who were the Brothers Grimm? In this case, the Brothers Grimm were German scholars with a particular interest in folk tale. Yeah? Okay, and specifically in folklore. Okay, they like to write by a specific kind of, let me see, tales. Okay, in this case, the folklore. Yeah, this one is interesting for them. So the Brothers Grimm were German, and also they like to write in folklore tales. Okay, number 2, what kind of a story did they write? This question do you have on page 108? Yes, okay, before you read. They publish collections of folk tales collecting from European storytellers. That's mean, let me see, they have a reference, okay, of European storytellers, and they continue writing this kind of stories. Yes. And number 3, who were the stories for? At first, these collections were intended for adults, okay? This one is the first one, but when the years pass, okay, we have the stories for children, okay? And we have the top 6 Brothers Grimm tales. In this case, we have Rapunzel, okay, Hansel and Gretel, Cinderella, okay, the Elves and the Shoemaker, the Golden Goose, okay, all of these one are the famous tales of the Brothers Grimm, yeah? Okay, and we have this one, the Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah, this one is an interesting story. Yeah, all of this one are tales specifically for adults, but right now are for kids. Okay, so now we pass to the vocabulary part. Okay, you have this one on page 108. This one is in the reading part. Remember, you need to check, okay, the audio of the reading. Okay, so let's see. The first one is memorize. What is this one? Okay, you know that this one is an action, and this one is for learning something. Okay, and when you learn this one, you remember, yeah, exactly that you memorize in your mind. Okay, then we have collect. In this case, is to get or keep things for one time. Okay, for example, when you collect stamps, books, and in some cases coins. Okay, so this one is collect. This one is another verb. Then we have publish. Okay, this one is to prepare or maybe to print a book. Could be a newspaper, a magazine, an article. Okay, so this one is publish. Okay, so that people then can buy it and also read it. We have reflective. In this case, okay, is to, let me see, to show something. Okay, for example, in a surface, okay, such a mirror, you can reflect your image. Yes. Okay. Then we have magical. In this case, this one is with the special powers. Okay, we know that the majority of this word we can find in a tale. Yeah. Then we have although, despite the fact. Okay, this one is a connector. Yes. Okay. Then we have primarily. This one is mainly. Yes. And we have here, for example, a little picture of this one. We have some synonyms. What are other words for primarily? Okay, you have mainly, chiefly, principally, mostly, in the first place, okay, basically, largely, etc. You have different synonyms. We have the next vocabulary word that is scary. In this case is when you are frightening, yeah? Okay, so we have the text. Okay, this is another word and this is a message, okay, in writing. So you can write different texts on your notebook, Okay, you can find different texts in the books, in magazines, etc. And the last one, that is appropriate. What is that? Okay, that is right for a particular situation or person. Okay, in this case, we choose a person and is appropriate for the job. Yes, okay, so let's review the vocabulary. First one, we have memorize, collect, publish, reflective. Okay, then we have magical, although, primarily, scary, text, and also appropriate. Yeah, so these one are the vocabulary words that we put in practice in the exercises today. So let's see. Okay, let's continue. We pass to the reading comprehension part. Okay, remember in the reading part, we discovered some facts about the Brothers Grimm. Okay, for example, what are the tales that they write, the country, okay, they were born, etc. Okay, so let's see, multiple choice. Choose the best answer for each questions. Okay, and first one, we have the purpose of the reading. Okay, what is the main purpose of the reading? In this case, we have four options, A, B, C, or D. Okay, A, to compare the Grimm's stories to modern children's stories. B, to explain why storytelling is important in Germany. C, to examine two of the Grimm's fairy tales. D, to give information about the Grimm brothers and their stories. Okay, in this case, we consider A, B, C, or D. Okay, the correct option is the letter B, to give information about the Grimm brothers and their stories. Okay, because in the reading, we talk about the names of them. Okay, what are the most famous tales? Okay, and for that reason, we give some information about them. Okay, let's continue. Number 2, the reference. What does many refer to in line 5? And if we check line 5, okay, says, they began to collect traditional folktales from storytellers all over Germany. Many were similar to stories told in France. Okay, so this one is referring to folktales and traditional stories, books, published collections, or the stories of different countries. Okay, many were similar to stories told in France. In this case, the correct option is folktales and traditional stories. Remember, in Northeast European countries, okay, like France, Italy, Japan, okay, they try to write, okay, traditional stories. For that reason, they continue writing in that part. Okay, number 3. We talk about detail. Which of these is true about the Grimm brothers? Okay, they invented the fairy tales in the books. They wrote their books in different languages. They became interested in folktales as students, and they traveled to many countries to collect stories. In this case, okay, what is the correct option? Okay, letter C. They became interested in folktale as students. Yes, okay. Remember, because first one, they were scholars, yeah, and they started to write this kind of tales. Number 4, the main idea. What would be a good title for the second paragraph? Okay, we have the title of the second paragraph in your book, that is Darkness and Magic. Yes? Okay, but we try to change the title of this one. We can choose The Grimm's Life Change, Tales of the Forest fairy tale, or Belief in Magical Beings. Okay, in this case, Darkness and Magic. Okay, this one is a description about what is the topic or the main idea in the tales of the Grimm brothers. Okay, so in this case, we can choose Tales of the Forest. Why? Because it says that many people believe forests were dangerous places. And in the Grimm's stories, a forest is the home of evil witches, yes, talking animals and other magical beings. That means the setting, okay, of all these tales is forest. Okay, for that reason, we can choose this title, Tales of the Forest. Number 5, in line 21, what does them refer to? Okay, and if we check line 21 says, okay, they soften many of the tales and add drawing. Okay, in this case, we talk about the Grimm brothers, the children, the fairy tales, or the authors. In this case, we talk about the fairy tales. Okay, because later the brother changed the text of some of the original story. They softened many of the tales and add drawing. Okay, so in this case, we talk about the fairy tales. Exactly. Okay. Number 6, the vocabulary part. In line 23, what does moral mean? Okay, interest, test, story, message. What is this one? Okay, remember the majority of the moral we can find in the fables. That means this is a message. Exactly, this is a good message. Okay, so let's see. And the last one of the reading comprehension part. Which of these is true about the Grimm's stories? Okay, the later stories have morals, like the early ones. The early stories were written for children. The early stories had a lot of drawings. Or the later stories reflected German life, but the earliest ones didn't. Okay, what we consider is the answer. Okay, what is true about the Brothers Grimm? In this case, okay, the later stories had morals, like the early ones. Okay, that's me. The stories that they have written, okay, the last years, okay, have morals. Nowadays, they have to. For that reason, the later stories have morals, like the early ones. They continue, okay, putting this one in the stories. Okay, excellent job. Let's review. Number 1, letter D. Number 2, letter A. Number 3, letter C. Number 4, letter B. Number 5, letter C. Number 6, letter D. And number 7, letter A. Okay, so let's see. Now we pass, do we have this one? Okay, this one is an interesting fact. In the darker version of the story Cinderella, the evil stepsister cut off their toes so they could wear the glass slipper. Imagine. So this one is the bad part of the Cinderella. Yeah, okay, but remember we have different versions, okay? The version for kids, a ballet version, etc. Okay, so let's see. Reading skills. This one is annotating text. Okay, what is this one? As you read the passage in detail, it may be useful to mark or annotate the text. This allows you to focus on the most important information and to remember it later. Here are some ways to add annotations. Okay, this one is important. For example, the first one, use one or more colors to highlight the main ideas or most important parts. Okay, this one is one of the, let me see, the tips that you can use when you need to, let me see, highlight an extra information on an important information in a reading or in a text. You can use this one in English or Spanish subject, yes? Okay, tip number 2, underline new words and write their definitions in the margins. Yeah, you can do this one. Okay, you can underline the word and then you can look for the definition in a dictionary. Yes. Okay, number 3, put a circle around important numbers, statistics, or dates. Okay, maybe you can circle the dates. You can circle, let me see, some important details about a specific person, etc. Okay, the question mark, okay, this one is important. Next to things you don't understand for checking later. Okay, for example, if you don't understand a word, you don't know the meaning, so you can write question mark, and then, okay, you can find, okay, please turn off your microphone. Yes? Okay, thank you very much. So let's see, let's practice. You have here on page 110, okay, this one is annotated, and we have a paragraph, okay, this one is the first paragraph of the reading. Okay, we have Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm. This one is important, okay, this one are the name of the characters, or the important part of the reading, so you highlight. Were two young men from Germany, okay, so you highlight. Folk tales, okay, so you highlight this one. Then you have, for example, a storyteller, so you underline, because this one is a word that, okay, or maybe it's a new word for you and you don't know the meaning, so you can underline and then you can find the definitions, okay? Then you circle the dates, 1812 and 1814, okay, because this one is an important fact, or maybe an important date, okay, that you can use maybe, okay, then when you write a summary in your notebook, so you can remember this one. Okay, and for example, people who write or tell stories, okay, this one is the definition of storytellers, yes? Okay, so you can underline the word and then you can find the definition. And at the end, okay, of the paragraphs, you can write a question mark. Okay, what is this one? Okay, maybe this one is something that is new for you, but also you don't understand. Maybe because it's another language, okay, then you can find the extra information about this one. Yes? Okay, excellent. So let's see. Right now we have the summarizing. Okay, we look back at your annotated text on page 108. Okay, and we complete the information that we have here. Okay, the topic of this graphic is Grimm's Fairy Tales. Yeah, this one is the topic. And we have, okay, 3 subtitles. Okay, origin of the stories, common image, and the readers. Yes, okay, we complete this one. For example, origin of the stories. Okay, collected tales from German. What is that? Okay, collected tales from German. We need to check page 108. That's mean the story. Yes? Okay, collected tales from German. Storytellers. Exactly. Okay, because remember they were German. Okay, and they were storytellers. Okay, so let's see. Number 2. Stories are, what is this one? To tales in other countries, different or similar. Stories are, in this case, okay, similar to tales in other countries because they, okay, take some ideas of the European storytelling. Yes? Okay. Common image. What is that? What is the setting, okay, of the majority of the story of the Brother Greenes? Okay, remember we have a specific place. Okay, the forest. Yes. Okay, and the readers wrote first for, okay, first one, the stories were not for children, yeah, were for adults, exactly, and later for children, yes. These one are the answers. Okay, collected tales from German storytellers. Okay, this is part of the origin of the stories. Stories are similar to tales in other countries. Okay, and the common image is the forest. And the readers, okay, they wrote first for adults and later for children. Yes? Okay, so this one is interesting for understanding, yeah? Because this one is a graphic and it's better, okay, when you can write your ideas and then you check this one and you understand very well. Okay, so let's see. Let's continue with the vocabulary practice. Okay, in this case, we complete, or maybe you circle, okay, the correct answer that you have here. You have 2 options in red, okay? So let's see. In Finland, there one was an area known as Vienna Karelia. The people there were great storytellers and had many folk tales and legends. The most famous is the Kalevala. This is a collection or a text of several poems. In this case, okay, yes, this one is a collection, okay? Remember when you have different or a lot of book of something on a specific topic, okay? So the most famous is the Kalevala. This is a collection of several poems that forms one long story, okay? The Kalevala tells tales of magical or appropriate beings. In this case, we talk about maybe animals or maybe human beings. In this case, they are magical, okay, magical beings. And monsters, scary monster or Polish monsters. Okay, scary monsters, yes. Okay, they are so magical. For centuries, storytellers called room singers have learned and spoken the Kalevala from memory. Today, Josie Bovinen is Finland's last great rune singer. Okay, rune singer is similar to a storyteller, yes? When he dies, the ancient culture of singing, the Kalevala, will come to an end because no one has reflected or memorized. In this case, memorize, okay, the entire Kalevala. Okay, Yossi was the person that memorized all these kind of poems, or the majority of the poems, and they say it to others, okay? But there is good news, okay? Primarily, or although, in this case, although Yossi Hovinen is the last known singer, many of the Kalebalas ideas will not die with him. British author J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote a lot of the Rings. Okay, I know that you watched this movie. Yes. Okay, publish or appropriate. In this case, okay, publish several stories in which many of the Kalebalas ideas are magical or reflective. In this case, reflective. Some characters in Tolkien's books also speak a language similar to the ancient Finnish language used in Kalevala. Okay, so that means this one is a specific poem or is a story with a lot of poems in one person that the name was Yoshi. Okay, memorize all the poems and then try to sing to other person. Yes. Okay, let's review. Number 1, this one is collection. Number 2, magical. Okay, in this case, we talk about magical beings. Number 3, scary monsters. Okay, that we have all these characters in the majority of the tales or fables. Then we have number 4, memorize. Number 5, although. Okay, remember this one is a connector that you use for connect some ideas. Yeah. Okay, then we have number 6, that is publish. Okay, remember that publish is when you print, okay, the book or a magazine, and in this case, okay, printed the, let me see, Kalevala. Yes. Okay, and number 7, that is reflective. Okay, for example, reflected some characters, okay, are reflected in the story, and you can imagine if you listen, okay, or you hear the person that is singing the poem or maybe the story, you can imagine the characters. Okay, so let's see. This one is the vocabulary part. Now we continue with the matching. Okay, this one is the exercise B. And remember, okay, we use the words that you have in red in the part 8. You have maybe collection, text, scary, publish, okay, magical, appropriate, okay, the 10 words that are part of the vocabulary. Yes, okay. So let's see. And we have the definitions, but we need to write the correct word, the correct vocabulary words. Okay. We have any written material. What is this one? Okay, any written material. Could be a book, yeah, but it's not part of the vocabulary. What is that? In this case, okay, this is a text. Any written material. Okay, this is a text. For example, a text message, okay, an email, a book, okay, a newspaper edition. All of these one are written materials, so they contain text. Okay, number 2, mainly and mostly. What is this one? In this case is, okay, primarily, yes, okay, mainly or mostly. This one are synonyms of this word, primarily. Number 3, making you feel afraid. Okay, the answer is easy, yeah? Okay, scary. Then we have despite. Okay, we have a connector here that has the same meaning. In this case is although. Okay, despite, although. Excellent. Then we have right for a particular person or situation. What is that? Okay, right for a particular person or a particular situation. In this case, appropriate. Exactly. Okay. Right for a particular person or situation. Appropriate. Okay. For example, when you have the appropriate, let me see, answer of a test. Yes. Okay. Number 6, a set or group of something. What is that? For example, when you have coins, when you have stamps, when you have different books. Okay, this is a collection. Okay, collection is a set of group of something. Number 7, to show. Okay, as example, we have in a mirror. What is that? Okay, reflect. Yes. And to learn something so you remember it exactly. Okay, for example, for your exam, okay, you try to learn the majority of the concepts of a topic. In this case is memorize, exactly. Okay, so let's see, let's review. Any written material, this is a text, okay, we have some examples, newspaper, books, magazine, etc. Mainly and mostly, okay, this one is primarily, yes, this one is a synonym, okay, for example, at first, the beginning, etc. Making you feel afraid, okay, scary, yeah, maybe you, let me see, you are scary of, let me see, spiders, this one is an example. Okay, despite is a connection, a connector, so you can use although. Right for a particular person or situation, appropriate, yes? Okay, when you are in the appropriate place. A set or group of something, in this case is a collection, and we talk about that you can collect books, stamps, coins, etc. And to show, okay, specifically in a mirror, this is reflect, maybe in the water, yeah, you can reflect. Okay, to learn something, so you remember it exactly, you memorize. Okay, excellent job. So let's see. Now we continue. This one is the word link. Okay, we can add the suffix en to some adjectives to form verbs. In this case, we have some examples. For example, if you soften something, you make it soft. Okay, that means soft, that is an adjective, and if you add the suffix en, soften, yeah? We have other example, for example, dark, this one is the adjective, and if you add the suffix en, darken, yeah? Sharp, sharpen, weak, weaken. Okay, that means you can use the different adjectives and then you add the suffix en and you formed a verb. But this one is not with all the adjectives, okay? Remember, we have some exception and we have some specific adjectives that you can add the suffix en. And we have some of them that is soft, soften, dark, darken, sharp, sharpen, weak, weaken. Yes? Okay, so let's see. Have an excellent weekend. God bless you and your family. I don't know if you have some questions, okay, about this topic. Okay, no? You don't have any questions about this one? Okay, remember to talk about the Brothers Grimm. Okay, so let's see. Tell me, what are some tales that the Brothers Grimm wrote? Okay, mention some tales that Brothers Grimm. Okay, Rapunzel, yeah, this is one. Cinderella, yes. Okay, thank you, Fernanda. Okay, the Little Red Riding Hood, yeah, this is other, exactly. Okay, so let's see. The Brothers Grimm, what are their names? Okay, you have the answer on your book, on your reading. What are the names of the Brothers Grimm? This one is the first information that you have in the first paragraph. What are the names of the Brothers Grimm? Okay, you know? Okay, Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm, exactly. Okay, and, okay, the story or the tales that they write are specifically for adults or for children. The first text, exactly for adults, okay? And what is the main setting, okay, of the story or of the tales of the Brothers Grimm? Okay, is it a park? Okay, the forest, exactly, because they like to spend time in the forest. And in Germany, for example, okay, this one is the first image that we can find. Yes, okay, so let's see. Let me see. For example, if you said that something is frightened, that means this one is? Okay, if something is frightened, that means, okay, this is scary, exactly. Okay, so let's see. Thank you very much for being in the class. Okay, remember to send the activities of the class of Tuesday and also today because I need to check them. Yes? Okay, so let's see. You don't have some doubts? No? Okay, thank you very much. God bless you, Fernanda. Thank you very much for being in the class. Okay, for all of you for participating. Okay, excellent. Bye-bye. Okay, see you the next week. Okay. Okay, bye, Anita. Thank you. God bless you. Bye, William. Bye, Debbie. Okay. Blessings for you too. Okay. Thank you very much.